Let me tell you about the most famous Augustan that you have probably never heard of, James Hamilton Lewis. He was a Civil War orphan. He was also a contemporary of Woodrow Wilson, a mentor to Harry S. Truman. He was a soldier, a lawyer, and a politician who represented not one but two states in the U.S. Congress. Today, a lot of people don't know who he is, and apparently no one knows where he is. Lewis's beginnings were tragic. During the Civil War, his mother was pregnant with him when she left Augusta to go to Virginia and tend to his war-wounded father, Confederate Major John Cable Lewis. She died in Danville, Virginia, giving birth to a son who would never know her nor a father who didn't recover enough to care for him. This didn't stop young Hamilton. His friends called him Ham. Relatives raised him back here in Augusta, and he grew up around Greene Street. In fact, he went to school here at Houghton. He left Augusta for the University of Virginia, then went into law. He married Rose Douglas of Sylvania, Georgia, served in the Spanish-American War, moved to Seattle, ran for Congress, and won. Then he moved to Chicago, ran for U.S. Senate, and won again, one of the few to be sent to Washington from two different states. His debating skills were so formidable, the nation's newspapers, including the Chronicle, reported these clashes like boxing matches. His dress and sense of style was considered newsworthy, and social writers described his wardrobe in detail. His photograph on the cover of Life magazine, taken by Margaret Bourke White, the wife of Erskine Caldwell, is considered so iconic that they'll still sell it to you as a poster. He is often quoted for his advice to freshman Senator Truman, who showed up awestruck in 1935. "Harry," Lewis said, "don't start out with an inferiority complex. For the first 6 months, you'll wonder how in hell you got here. After that, you'll wonder how in hell the rest of us got here." When Lewis died, his death was front-page news. He was buried in Arlington, Virginia, at a newly constructed mausoleum next to the famed National Cemetery. Then he seems to vanish, not only from the American political consciousness, but from his grave. The mausoleum, despite many prominent burials, went out of business years ago. They had to move the graves, but today there's no record of where they moved Hamilton Lewis. We might not know where he is, but we still shouldn't forget him. Few Augustans have been so famous.